The NDIS is very much a person-centred model in the sense of funds are provided not to an organisation but to a recipient based on their plan, and then the person chooses who they wish to obtain a service from. So that depends on having, in a sense, a market of providers who are there for the long term. Because if you engage with the provider and then the provider disappears and you engage with another, it becomes a bit of a roller coaster, and that can be quite traumatizing. Equally, if we go out into regional Western Australia, there might not even be a provider. So that becomes a real question for those people who are living remotely, and the cost of delivering the service to that person to enable them to stay in their community. That becomes a challenge for some of those organisations who might be trying to deliver the service remotely. So it's a big challenge in terms of the sustainability of those organisations, but it has to be predicated on, if we take the pricing models of the NDIS, it has to be predicated on a reasonable pricing framework that recognises the cost of delivery in different locations.
So is there a work happening around that on locations-wise?
Look, there's a debate probably more than... Well, there's certainly work happening, but there's certainly a debate about it as well. And those have been the sort of discussions that we as a state and other states have been having with Minister Reynolds. The states unanimously rejected this concept that was around a few months ago about independent assessments, which is essentially a very quick sample of a person's functionality made remotely from the person, and then using that as a basis for defining how much a person might be eligible for, using that term eligibility. We've rejected that on the basis that it's certainly not something that looks like it's useful in regional and remote Western Australia, and certainly not something that looked at face value to be suitable for people from different cultural backgrounds or First Nations people.